So I'm really excited to kick all of this off, and I'm joined today by Riham Satti from MeVitae. Now, MeVitae is a really exciting business all on its own without any SFC involvement, but it's extra exciting because Riham and her co-founder Vivek and the MeVitae team are effectively the OGs, the original gangsters of SFC Capital's investment funds, in particular our SEIS Angel Fund. And in fact, it's Angel Fund 1 that made a first investment in MeVitae all the way back in 2018. We've been following on in pretty much every single funding round since then, watching the team grow and excel. And we're excited, of course, for what's to come. And I could talk for hours, but nobody wants to hear from me. We want to hear from you, Riham. So Riham, could you just give us a short overview of what MeVitae is all about, what you do, but also kind of the purpose, vision, values, and mission that are behind what gets you up every morning?
Absolutely. Firstly, thank you so much for having me. And the OG statement, I've got a tall order to follow now, so no pressure on me. Thanks, Jason. Let me tell you a bit about what we do. So MeVitae have got a very simple vision. Create fairness in the workplace. Fairness means different things to different people, and it's not easy to kind of achieve that goal, right? But for us, it means the ability to identify and rectify people risks. So let me delve a bit further into what that means. So HR is a very, very fragmented world. And what we do is we plug into multiple HR systems and aggregate lots of HR data, everything from screening, performance, pay, and we analyze all of that data, and it allows us to understand where potential risks lie in an organization. So this could be compliance, legislative imbalances, or potential biases. And then we have different interventions, we call them, that counteract those. It could be anonymized recruiting, screening, parsing, and it allows us to be able to help organizations make smarter, faster, and fairer decisions, in essence. And so at the backbone of everything is tied to that concept of fairness, of making sure that organizations are building talent that is important to them, but making sure that doing it in the most fair way possible. And to tie in a bit of the values, we've got a few areas that's kind of fundamental for us. So empathy, inclusivity, belonging, and innovation, I'd say, are our key values in our organization. And that's down to kind of the backbone of how we built the company from the ground up. And I believe that every person in our team instill all of those values.
Fantastic. Maybe you could take me back to the really early days about how the business really was born, who was involved, who was there. I'm not just fishing for compliments, of course, but we were there too. And it was, I think, Stephen Page who was instrumental in seeing that first investment happen. So take us back to the early days, and in particular, how various funding rounds, SFC backed and otherwise, have helped you.
Absolutely. I remember the first time I met Stephen Page, and actually Joseph was there as well. We were in your offices and had a PowerPoint presentation. Hopefully my design skills have improved since then. And the PowerPoint presentation was around making better decisions. It's still the same ethos, the same values. And I remember talking at Joseph and at Stephen. Vivek, the co-founder, was there as well. And we were discussing what we do, what we believed in. And that's when SFC led our investment round in 2018. And Stephen Page joined our board meetings and added so much value and contributions to that. And we have, I think, one of the biggest strengths at our company is the board. The value of the insights of our board members. We've got Derard Mukherjee from Shazam, Jeff Hughes from Microsoft, Simon Samuel, a HR guru, I would say, for it. And since then, have new board members as well. And that's been absolutely tremendous. Looking back, and it makes me feel old, actually, when we talk about going back, Jason, we founded the company. I met my co-founder, Vivek, and this is when we were in Oxford. I was doing my academic research and he was studying computer science. Had no interest in entrepreneurship at all. It's weird saying that, right? Because I always kind of had these different vision statements of what people or entrepreneurs would look like. And I was like, I don't feel like I fit like any of those at all. And I've realized that entrepreneurship is actually being a jack of all trades, master of none. And so we started dabbling and kind of experimenting and pivoting in different topics and stumbled around the world of HR. And that was actually a very interesting story in itself. It was when Vivek was looking for a job at the time. And we thought, okay, maybe we can try and get him a job at Microsoft. That was the initial story. So we built this kind of CV kind of builder and we put it on the Microsoft Windows Store and it got rejected. So we thought, okay, fine. And then we opened it up to the market. We had about 50,000 downloads in about a couple of weeks, and it was climbing at 100 a day. Next thing you know, we get called from Microsoft. Can you come over to the Thames Valley office, please? And I was like, okay, sure, if you say so. And that's when we actually started looking at the market and just realized how fragmented it really, really is. And behind all of the decision making is human brains, right? And being a neuroscientist and specialized in that, you realize that sometimes we make optimal decisions and sometimes we do not. And emotional decisions can sometimes impact those quite substantially. And so that's where we kind of set off on that journey to try and create that fairness in the workplace. And when we at the time when we came to SFC, we actually got our first clients. And we were so excited. Okay, revenue. We've got revenue now. And it's been a whirlwind experience ever since then. We've learned, we've grown the team, and really excited to what we do next. And it comes down to the fantastic team, but also the board. He said Stephen Page, Gerard, Simon, Jeff, who've been there from kind of that get-go.
Awesome. I think if there was one not even correction I would make, it's to say jack of all, not master of none. It's master of some.
Some.
Right?
I'll take that, Jason.
You start with none, and then over the last 7 years, I can attest, because we've been close, you've been moving into mastership in a lot of really interesting ways. And I think maybe it's on that topic that we could kind of switch gears and look forward. And you could tell me a little bit about what's next for MeVitae, particularly as we're heading into 2025 in just a few weeks' time.
Absolutely. I'm excited for 2025, actually, because it's going to be a very, very exciting period. One of the most important things that we learned over kind of our timeline at MeVitae is the power of growing and making sure that our clients are happy from a customer experience perspective. And because we're very, very partnership driven in our organization, and most of our partners are US based, therefore, on the back of that, a lot of our clients are US based. So about 70% of our clients are across the pond. And therefore, for us, the next expansion is opening up the office in the US, hiring our first US kind of team, especially the commercial team. So that's why Vivek and I were in the States for a couple of months, for about a month and a half, just learning the lay of the land, where we're going to set up the office, how we're going to do it, who do we need to hire, meeting up with investors, partners. So actually that expansion plan, it makes no sense for us to have most of our revenue in the US and not have an office there. So we're really excited to kind of set that up, and all the wheels are in motion now for that. So that's going to be an exciting period for 2025.
Wow. So we've heard of the British are coming, but now it's MeVitae.
MeVitae is coming. We're here.
Excellent. Amazing. So listen, let's bring this to a close. Shame as that may be, but I have one other question for you, and it's a very broad, slightly philosophical one. So take it in whatever way you like and whatever direction you prefer. What are you most proud of?
That's an easy answer for me. It's the team. It is the absolute MeVitae team. Without them, we would not be having this conversation. Without them, we wouldn't have products that are out there in the market. Without them, we wouldn't be keeping our clients happy. Without them, we wouldn't have the culture, these values that we talked about at the very, very beginning. And I am forever indebted to that team. And so that is the most thing that I'm proud of at MeVitae.
That's awesome. And listen, from our side at SFC Capital, we feel the same way. I always say when you invest early, pre-seed to Series A, you're not really investing in product or technology or market or opportunity or any particular aspect of those things. It's about the team. And in particular, make you blush, it's about the founders. So thank you for all of your efforts, and to Vivek for all of his. And thank you for joining us today. And we're really looking forward to what 2025 has to bring.
Thank you so much, Jason.